Liam, go ahead.
So either one, what was going through your head there on those last like 6 minutes of the game where you guys went on? I think it was an 18-4 run. So what was going through your head there?
I think the whole time we had composure, and for me and him, we were talking the whole 6 minutes. Like, we're still gonna win. Like, we had no doubt we're gonna win, and we've had a great last week of practice. So we just wanted to show the world that we really work.
That last 6 minutes, we just think and finish. No matter what the score may be, it's like finish the game out strong. Make sure we in our spots. Make sure we finishing plays, and if we do that by the end of the game, we'll be right where we need to be to win. So it's just keep stacking on those plays no matter the score.
Hey Joe, talk about your ability to get downhill. You go downhill straight is usually in a straight line that allows you to use your athleticism. Today on ball reversal, it seemed like you attacked almost every time.
I was just trying to be aggressive. Coach came into the game with a good game plan and kind of getting good practice reps. I knew what would be open, so I just wanted to take advantage of it and keep testing it every time.
And on the last play, or the play that proved to be the winning play, were you surprised that there wasn't any rotation that came over, that you were able to essentially play that one-on-one from that far from the basket and get to the front?
I know our record looks kind of funky, but we have a good team, and you have to respect everyone on the floor, so I wasn't surprised how open I was.
Okay.
Joe, watching you play with the dunk and the couple basket interference calls, I mean, just seeing you jump up and down on the court with the emotion, and then to win and sing the song and everything at the end. Just walk me through how it felt at the end to pull off this upset and win this one at home today.
That wasn't an upset, but I say for me as an individual, basketball is a really fun game, and I never want to get away from the fact that at the end of the day, I'm doing something that's enjoyable, and it's my man's birthday over here, so we really wanted to get him a victory on his birthday, so I was just having fun.
A follow-up for you. You said this is not an upset. What do you think this says about, obviously you said the record isn't reflective of what you think you guys are capable of. What do you think this win says about this program?
You got to respect us every game. I think when you have a losing record, it's really easy to come play a team and think they're just gonna lay down and die, but we're fighting every game.
So I want to talk about the dunk that you had over George Mason player and kind of what happened afterward. So I was a little confused. What happened there? Was it technical? What was going on? Because you had the ferocious dunk, everyone's going crazy, and then suddenly technical?
I got the tech.
What happened? What happened?
I just was super excited. I just wanted to go crazy, so I did. I felt like it was deserving of that.
Any other questions for student athletes? Go ahead.
So you guys were pretty short-handed today. How was it on the court playing with some maybe lineups and rotations that you hadn't really seen much game time with?
I think it was good. I mean, we play with these players every day, so it's not like we never played with the guys that was out there today. And we feel like everybody on our team is very capable of stepping up and making plays. We seen at the end, we had Hunter Dean with a couple finishes at the end. Kwanzi was able to make plays at the end, so we trust those guys, and we believe in everybody that we have on our roster, so it was good.
Anything else for student athletes? Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, we'll take an opening statement from Coach, and then we will open it up to questions. Coach, whenever you're ready.
It was a pleasure to have an opportunity to play on Martin Luther King Day. I'm a person who's inspired all of us to be better, black, white. It's inspired all of us to be better. So, our guys are really excited about that opportunity. Obviously, a nationally televised game, but really having a chance to play on a day that's so impactful. It's a pleasure to have a chance of coaching. It's another really good coaching on the other sideline and a rivalry game. It's just an exciting day for us. We talk about our team. I've talked to you all year long about how resilient our team has been. Obviously missing a few guys today, but gaining so much with the guys that are able to step out there on the floor. Their ability to bond together, the excitement that we had to play the game today, really, really special. We felt really confident going into the game. I thought we played that way today, and I thought we responded when we needed to respond.
All right, open up for questions. Yeah.
When you do have that sequence with the technical and things go south in a hurry at that point, how did you guys How do you feel like you guys regrouped from that?
Well, going south is all relative. I mean, we've gone south a lot early this week, so that wasn't that to us that was just we needed to respond. We started the half on really poorly regardless. I mean, we gave up 20 points in the first 4 minutes, and we talked about in the locker room winning an imperfect game and not expecting for it to be perfect. And the basketball is so much about getting through the imperfect. And so we got the tee, and then went on an 8-0 run right after we got I think they got the technical foul. But you think about James Bishop getting a technical foul celebrating Joe Bamisile's dunk. I don't know if anyone in this room has ever seen someone else get a technical foul for celebrating someone else's dunk so loud, right? That calls for merit from the referees. And that's the kind of team that we have. That's the kind of love that these guys are growing to have for one another. Two of your better guys can have that kind of passion for plays that someone else makes. You got a chance to have a really special unit, and that's what we're building. And I do believe that's what we're becoming.
Liam?
So you kind of referenced going south earlier in the week. Was that maybe a reference to the injuries that you had in practice? So this is kind of a two-part question. Yeah. How do you guys think you did without Ricky, Noel, and Brendan? And do you have an update on their injuries?
Yeah, those guys are all day to day. So we're hoping we get those guys back. You know how that goes. But they're all day to day, like we all are. Hopefully those guys are able to step in there. The good thing is, it is an injury. It's not COVID related. So, as those guys get healthy and get back, the good thing is that if they watch the game today, they know that they got guys here that are playing passionately for them. And we want those guys to be back healthy and ready to go for a stretch run. The going south is just the tough part of the start to A-10 play. We just didn't start A-10 play the way that we wanted to, the way that we had expected to, the way we had worked for it. A lot of credit to the guys in that locker room to be able to take the bad and improve on it, and embrace the good and expand on it. So being able to do that today was a big part of it. And again, it's an imperfect game that you got to find a way to win. And everyone in that locker room, we got a lot of guys in there that this is their opportunity, and I'm excited that they took that opportunity.
I noticed after the technical, you were encouraging me as a coach when it could have been, keep your composure. The idea that you were also such a big cheerleader after the technical, sort of where does that come from?
I almost got a technical for cheering on my team after the technical. It was a very bizarre setting there. I had to explain, it's the right call. We deserve the technical. But I just love that James Bishop was celebrating someone else's play. And that's the kind of examples that you want. Now, I don't appreciate the technical foul going to that level. I mean, obviously, that's not the sportsmanship that we want. But I want the action where you love what someone else does and you celebrate it at a high level. I mean, that's what a team is about. When you watch teams start coming together, you're celebrating other successes. That's why I was so encouraged about it. I'm encouraging those kind of big plays. And Joe Bamisile's played 25, 30 games in his career. He's got a chance to be an excellent player. I want him continuing trying to make those kind of plays and never shying away from it. I want James Bishop to continue to have that kind of enthusiasm and never shying away from it. We can redirect it a little bit better. We will. But I just know we're going to be a good team if James Bishop can be that kind of teammate to his guys.
And as hokey as this may sound, but as few people that was in there today, down the stretch, it did get as loud as you could expect for it, considering the number of people. Just talk about some of the enthusiasm around the program.
Well, you could feel that energy in there by the people that are allowed to be in there, and our guys could definitely feel it. Joe Bamisile is a guy that definitely feeds off of the crowd. He's a guy that really plays better with the crowd. So he definitely he's telling everybody to get up. It's 120 people in there, 150 people in there. And that's just the kind of personality that he has. I think it's great. And so to be able to have that kind of support and through this time that's difficult, it matters to us, and it shows that we have people behind us that are pushing us to be better and to move forward.
And just one more, back to the last one. I want to ask you the same question I asked Joe B. Were you shocked for him to, considering the way he was playing, receiving the ball that far out at the wing? Were you shocked not to see some sort of rotation?
I wasn't. We spaced the floor out well on that play. We had guys really spaced out, so I thought he would be open. I mean, anytime you put your best two players into action, it causes someone to have to make a reaction in space like that. And if you got you got James Bishop coming off an action with Joe Bamisile, you've got to respond to that. Mm-hmm. And we had spaced everybody else out in the corners, so they're going to have to be spaced out there. I like that play. That's one of my favorite plays. We might have beaten Mason on that same play when I was at the Mount. So I just had a lot of confidence in it. It worked better today than it did then. And Joe Bamisile still had to make a tough layup. He still made a great play. but credit to James Bishop making the right pass and making the right cut. You know, that cut really set up the play we had there.
Jamie, the turnover game on both sides probably played out about as well as it has for you guys all season. What's kind of your take on A, being able to take care of the ball as well, but also being able to fluster them, especially there in that final 6 minutes?
That's huge for us. I mean, right now, you know, you talk about embracing the good. You know, I think we're number 1 or number 2 in the A10 in forcing turnovers. You're turning people over about 25% of the time right now. And we're relying on that because of how we've struggled on offense. So we felt like we could turn them over. The big thing we didn't do in the first 2 games we plays, we didn't turn those into points. You know, we took a lot of bad shots after that. We spent a lot of time talking about that and trying to figure out ways we continue to stay consistent getting turnovers. That's a really good team. They don't turn the ball over very much. I mean, they take a lot of tough shots. I thought our guys in their preparation was excellent today and how they were able to help one another. So the turnovers become really important for us. And then we're always trying to take care of the basketball. I did feel like Dayton and VCU were out of the norm for us in terms of turnovers. At that point, we were number 1 or 2 in the A10 and taking care of the basketball going into those games. Maybe the layoff might have had a little bit of flow into that. So it's good to see us get back today and really take care of basketball.
Can you talk about how you were able to coach through some of the foul troubles you guys were getting, especially with such a short-handed bench? What kind of went into the decisions, whether someone sat, whether someone played, all that?
What an amazing challenge it was. You know, at one point we had 5 guards out there, and we had no one above 6'4" on the floor. So just an amazing challenge. You know, I mean, you know, if you're a competitor, you love those kind of moments to try to figure it out. You know, I always say they give you the jobs because you have the ability to figure it out. And I felt like our staff did a great job today, kind of figuring out, trying to decide when to play certain people and when not to. You know, we're plus 16 with Hunter on the floor, and he's just such a pivotal player for us because of his ability to defend, block shots, rebound, and he can handle the ball. So we wanted to just try to keep him getting on the floor. You know, we didn't know if Fedora was playing today or not playing today. So, you know, we wanted to really rest him in the first half. He had 2 fouls in the first half. We didn't know if Fedora was going to play in the second half. That was obviously a big part of our game plan. So, you know, we kind of rested more in the first half. Once we realized in the second half that Fedora probably wasn't going to play, it was a little bit different kind of matchup for us. But, you know, that was definitely, the Fedora matchup was definitely something that we held on to with Kwanzi and Hunter both getting 2 fouls in the first half. We're always trying to balance it out, give ourselves a chance to win the game. I thought Knapp did a really admirable job having to guard a 5-man in there. He's just a tough guy that loves to win and loves to be there for his team.
Funny you bring up Knapp. I went to high school with him. He was 3 years younger than me back at the time, so it was nice to see him get all that action today. But just to follow up on some of the stuff we were talking about before, Joe, when he was in here, you know, he said 2 things that really stood out to me. He said, 1, this is not an upset, and he said 2, he doesn't think the record you guys have is indicative of the talent this group has had. What do you think a win like this today against a rival, you know, does for this team, and what was the emotion like just for you and for the team? I know we talked a lot about the tech, but at the end of the game, what was the emotion like?
Well, you always need affirmation for what you're doing, you know, the work that you're putting in. You always need a level of affirmation to confirm improvement. And so I think today illustrates improvement. Hadn't had a game like this, we had to win it in the last second, you know, all season long. So this is a huge opportunity for us as a team to come over, have to get the stop, don't get the stop, have to make the play at the end. That's a huge opportunity for our team. So I think for us, that gives us a point of momentum, you know, something that we can learn from. You know, we'll see. We got to go on the road here and play against a good St. Joe's team. You know, they went on started A10 play, really going on the road, beating Richmond. They've played much better this year than in years past. Both our teams are kind of hungry and in the hunt. So I think this is a huge matchup for us. We have a chance to have a game here at home, play well, go on the road. That's the true test of our mental toughness. We'll see if we can take that step there on the road against a good St. Joe's team.
I got one more for you, real quick. You know, just for you as the coach, just to watch your guys celebrate at the end of that. What was that moment like for you?
It's always great to watch them celebrate. I mean, we celebrate a good bit in practice every day. If you stop by practice, you'll see a lot of singing, dancing, jumping around. You know, they celebrate a pretty good bit. But I want them to have fun. You know, like Joe said, I mean, to me, this is a game that we get a chance to do every day. I want those guys having fun. I want them to be experiencing joy. It's great when they have the ability to be able to do that and feel that confident. And you can see the real connectivity of the group in those moments, you know, and that's why you really coach. You know, you coach to bring groups of people together that might not have known they needed each other, and then they find out they need each other, and they give you everything they got, and you experience a level of success.
So 2 more, Hatchet, RGW.
So I'm just kind of curious about your offensive game plan heading into today. You were obviously a little bit shorthanded, kind of didn't know whether Josh Adora was going to play or not. So just what were you trying to do to generate open shots for?
Yeah, you know, I love how Brian Freeman's been maturing and growing. You know, he's such a great facilitator for our team. The ball moves a certain way when he's on the floor. James Bishop and Joe Bamisile can score it at such a high level. So although we were missing some pieces tonight, I felt like we had good scoring intact. I knew it was going to be about getting Kwanzi Samuels, those guys finding their way and being able to impact the game. But Kwanzi's been such a good ball mover all season long. Hunter Dean's been such a good ball mover all season long and finding ways to make plays. You know, I thought we'd be in a good place. Amir Harris has also done the same thing in terms of moving the ball. I thought it made the game simpler because we had 3 guys that needed to score. You know, quite honestly, you know, we kind of removed the 4th guy that needs to score, and we had 3 guys that, you know, Joe Bamisile could take a bad shot or 2 or 3 or 5, right? And you know, we're going to be able to live with it. And I think that's good for our team right now. And I think that's a good thing that he has that kind of confidence to be able to do that, and that the guys on the floor are going to allow that to happen, knowing that we need that for our team. I just felt like he gave us great balance. You know, I thought in the absence, you know, I wrote my notes before the game. You know, it's amazing to see what grows in the absence of something. And I felt like we really grew as a team this week.
All right, last one.
So obviously today, with some of the absences, you got a lot of run with new players and new rotations. What did you see from them that you liked?
Yeah, I saw what these guys do every day in practice. When we built this roster with guys like Knapp and Quanzi Samuels, who are late adds to our program, we built it in mind that COVID or something could affect our team, and we would need these guys to be able to step in and perform. And it was great to see those guys be able to do that tonight. You know, and you know, we added those guys. Those guys we added, I think, in July and July. I think they were the last 2 adds to our team. And we just felt like that was a big goal for us is to make sure we had good depth. And they're not just good practice players; they're really good players and really good teammates. And I thought they were able to showcase that tonight.
All right, thanks everybody.
Thank you.